What's up, Everyday Blades? Man, we got some good stuff here, some good budget stuff from Civivi. This was a surprise. I didn't know this was coming. Thank you, Civivi, for sending this over for us to look at. So we have the Praxis model number C803F. This one is 9CR MOV, and I didn't know Civivi was doing 9CR MOV. Decent still for a budget still, but thought most of their stuff was D2 and 14C28N, but it'll get the job done, especially for the price. I found this knife, I believe, on Amazon for $35. Man, for $35, that is a great knife. I'm really impressed with the options we have for under $50 these days. It's something we've never had throughout history. Anything under $50 just wasn't a great knife. The Ontario Rat was about the extent of what we had available when I first started collecting. But today, I mean, you could have an entire collection of amazing knives that are under $50. G10 scales, flipper that works 100 out of 100 times. Liner lock that has great access. It not only sticks up above the scales, but it also has a little bit of jimping there. Very easy to grab. The detent's good. The lock bar tension is not too tight on it. I like the little C for Civivi pivot. Appears to be a PVD type coating. I'm not a huge fan of coatings. I'd rather have, being that this is a stainless steel too, I'd rather have this in a satin blade to be a lot better looking knife, I think, but that's to each his own. The liners are coated. The liners are milled out for weight. This thing has got a very good weight to it. We'll weigh it here in a minute. It's very light. And this one, I believe I've already reviewed this one a long time ago, but we'll take a second look at it because it's such a great knife. This was probably second in line behind the Ontario Rat to come along as a budget knife that was just a really great knife. I believe this is what I gave my buddy Chris's daughter for her first knife, a purple Civivi that they had sent over. And that, whenever I can give a child their first knife, that's really special to me. I think that's something a kid remembers forever, especially young boys too, but really love when young girls are into it. That's awesome too. You know, they throw their pocket knife and go out to the woods with dad, and it's just a special time. So anytime you can give a young kid a pocket knife, with their parents' permission, of course, it's a great thing. And my friends and family know that I want to be the guy to do that. So very cool. I'm fortunate that I have some extra knives, and makers send me knives, and once they're discontinued, I can give them away. And we give them away in giveaways, of course. We do a lot of giveaways here, but I'll give them away to friends and family too. So very cool. Civivi Elementum. G10 scales. It's just a clean looking knife. Look at this put together. It's just almost like a gentleman's knife. It's not quite as small as a gentleman's folder, but it's just anyone can carry this one, man or woman, into an office setting. Not that it matters to me what I carry when I go somewhere. I'm not worried about someone being offended by what I'm carrying, but you definitely don't want to go in there and pull this out. That's the beast me and my son made. But I'm just really pleased with the Elementum. It's D2. It actually says in the description Chinese D2. So there's a distinction. Jimping is really nice, gives good grip here, but it's not uncomfortable on your thumb. The ergles in this one are really good. The ergles on the Praxis are fantastic. I mean, it's like, this thing is like made to fit. Look where my fingers are all falling, right there where all the grooves are. It's like it was made to fit my big meat grabbers. 2XL gloves, it feels really good. Flips 100 out of 100 times. This one does the same thing. This flipper is a lot less intrusive. It doesn't stick out, but it works very well, even though it doesn't stick out that far. Let's check some measurements on it. 3 3/4 on the blade, 4 3/4 on the handle scales, and on the Elementum, just a hair under 3 inches. I mean, a microscopic hair under 3 inches. You might get in trouble with that. 4 on the handle scales. Let's take some weights on them. This is not a full review, but it's kind of a half review. We're going to take some vital statistics. So the Elementum weighs, we've already reviewed this, but doesn't hurt to take a second look and remind people how great a knife is. 2.8 ounces. And then this one is 4.2 ounces. Super light, super cheap, super durable. Just great knives all the way around. I mean, you don't have to have big pockets to have really great knives these days. I remember, when I first started collecting, it was Benchmade, Spyderco, and they're great. Don't get me wrong, I love Benchmade and Spyderco, but they're pretty pricey for the average guy going to buy a knife. Of course, to me, I don't think they're pricey because it's, even if you're just buying one knife, that knife could easily last you your entire life. I believe these would probably just about do the same thing. Unless you work a really hard construction job where you're opening concrete sacks all day and all that, you could literally buy the Civivi Element and use it the rest of your life. And if you had to buy one more, it's only $50 more. And have a good looking knife to boot. It would hold up really well, I believe. Same thing with the Praxis. I probably prefer the Elementum if I have my choice between the two, just because I like the sleek look of it. I think it looks nicer. If you're looking for a bigger knife, Praxis is definitely your knife. Plus, this has D2 on there, and I kind of prefer D2 over non-CR MOV. And non-CR may be better. I don't know. I just, for some reason, like D2 better. D2 guy. You can get a lot of great stuff with D2 for some really great prices. And it holds an edge really well. The D2 I've had, even the Chinese D2 holds a decent edge. Good stuff. Much better than the stuff I had growing up. 8CR MOV was a killer steel when I was growing up compared to what we had before that. The 420 crap and surgical stainless of all the crap knives we had when we were younger. We grew up in a poor neighborhood. We didn't have name brand knives. We had cheap crap. Every once in a while you'd snag an old buck knife or something, but that's about as good as it would get. Guys, thanks for watching. God bless you and your families. Say a prayer for our country. Go get you a Civivi. Good night.